Sketches of Life. Peeping Tim Takes the Black Pill, Part 1. Interior, a sex shop. Daytime. It's a dark and dingy sex shop, full of dildos, butt plugs, cock rings, lingerie, pornography, and costumes. Tim, a regular-looking guy, is browsing the items in the male section. He is focusing on items that can be penetrated, fake vaginas, etc. An old man comes out from the back room, takes some papers to the cash register, drops them off next to it on the counter, and then makes his way over to where Tim is browsing. His nationality is indeterminate, but he is dressed in an outfit similar to that of a martial artist. I see you appreciate the can of Veronica. Is that what it's called? Tim says. Of course. Who wouldn't want Veronica in a can? If I had a young man dick, I'd wear her out in a week. I see you frequently. You're one of my best customers. You know your stuff. Your inventory is impressive. I'm a little surprised your dildos don't seem to be selling. It's clear that the craftsmanship is world class. Do you make them yourself? I used to, but I now have an apprentice who lives in Las Vegas. These shelves are filled with his creations. They are quite expensive, but anything handmade is worth the extra price. At best, I'm the godfather of these dildos. I like you because you appreciate the artistry of pleasure. You don't have many partners, do you? No, of course not. I'm browsing cans of pussy in the middle of the day, on a Wednesday afternoon. What if I told you I could change that for you? Would you like that? To have sex with another person, the way God intended. The old man slowly inches away and beckons Tim to follow. They both make their way to the back room, Tim watching intently and curiously. Cut to interior, a small back office, daytime. The back room of the sex shop is crammed with a lot of hippie decorations and an old wooden desk. There's a large open cupboard full of small pill containers and medicine man trinkets. There are a few stray sex toys littered around haphazardly, and a large sofa across from the desk. The old man enters and begins to rifle through his cupboard as he motions to Tim to have a seat on the sofa. Tim sits down and the old man pulls a bottle from his cupboard that has only a couple of pills in it. You see this. This pill, if used properly, will make every woman attracted to you. They won't throw themselves at you or go insane by your mere presence. But they will give you open invitations to engage them in any manner you see fit, in ways that women have never given you. When you leave this store and walk down the street, you will eventually see a fetching woman. When she sees you, she will give you a second look. She will smile. She will wait for you to speak with her and flirt with her. She will not change course and follow you, but you've been invited. However, you must use this pill correctly, and there is a test you must pass, with fatal consequences. The old man gives one of the small black pills to Tim. Who are you? Satan? I work for Satan every once in a while. He hired me 50 years ago as an independent contractor for special assignments. What's it like working for him? Not as bad as God would tell you, but probably not worth bragging about, save for the fact, of course, that he's the Dark Lord. So what's he up to these days? Same old, same old. He doesn't tell me much. Who am I but a novelty shop owner? Are you working on his behalf right now? Yes, of course. He gave me a handful of these pills. He instructed me to put them in the hands of only the most destructive people I came across. I've been observing you for the last couple of years, Mr. Schmidt, and I believe you fit that description quite well for this purpose. Should I be flattered? You think I'm a force of destruction? Yes, of course. You have the body of a chicken, and you have the libido of 5 men, and you have the social skills of an old shoe. You're perfect. For what? Destruction, of course. Well, I may be a jerk with no morals, but there are plenty of jerks in the world. Not like you, Timothy. Women intuitively flee from you when they have your entire life. What could be more perfect for my employer? Jerks who are chick magnets. That's God's territory. So do I have to sell him my soul? No. The transaction in souls business has always been a myth. Then what does Mr. Devil get from me? Well, first of all, much like God, he doesn't care too much for you. He's not heavily invested in your fate, like he's not in the fate of all of the rest of mankind, individually. So you can't offer him anything of value, either in property or in influence. But you can offer him a destructive power. However, in order to have this power, you must answer 3 questions, and you must answer them all honestly. The more honest you are, the more effective the pill is. However, if you lie in any direct way, or even slightly direct, almost indirect, or shade to a half-truth, the pill will be fatal. How hard can these questions be? Well, 10 other men have received the same offer. In the last 50 years, only one of them survived. Assuming it doesn't kill me, how long will this pill last? It's tied to your potency. Well, I think I've heard enough. Fire away. Certainly, Mr. Schmidt. Please hold the pill in your right hand as you answer. First question. Do you believe in God? I don't know. I suppose I didn't until meeting you. And I still don't know if I do, though this conversation we've been having today may make me change my mind. And certainly, I would believe him if the pill works. I'd believe in Satan too. Do you consider that a sufficient answer? Yes, you said honesty. That's my honest answer. You have one last chance to modify your answer. No, thank you. I've spoken. Very well. Second question. Have you ever engaged in a sexual act involving an animal, prostitute, corpse or family member? Let me see. A dog and a couple of street hookers. I'm not above a corpse, but I've honestly never thought about doing it. I have a sister who's a few years older than me. I tried to take her clothes off a few times when I was little, but she was too big for me. By the time I grew up a little bit more, I probably could have, but moved on to different things, like the dog. Final question. Which of these two women would you rather make love to? The old man holds up two photographs. One of a very thin, statuesque, attractive supermodel wearing lingerie and striking a seductive pose. The other of a very obese woman in a similar outfit, striking a similar pose. Tim looks at both of them for a couple seconds, then answers. Well, I'd certainly do both, but just based on the photograph, I think I'd prefer the skinny one over the heavy one. We will see about that, Mr. Schmidt. We will see. Is that a trick question? In a manner of speaking, all but one man has said that he prefers the skinny over the fat. And the one who admitted to being a chubby chaser is also the only one who survived. I told you, I'd still do the fat girl, but I prefer the skinny girl. Show me a different fat girl, you may get a different answer. Is that all the questions you had to ask me? Yes, the pill is yours. All you have to do is swallow it. However, be warned. 9 of the 10 previous men who have submitted themselves to this test have died, and hundreds more have answered my questions, but have not had the courage to swallow. The old man pours a cup of water and hands it to Tim. Tim looks at the pill for a second, then swallows it, washing it down with a sip of water. Very brave. You are free to go. The pill's effects will begin in a few minutes. So, how did you actually meet the devil? 50 years ago, a very well-dressed and mysterious man asked me the same 3 questions. And I am the only one thus far who has survived. So you were the one who took the fat girl over the skinny girl? You have no idea how many plump women I have seduced. If it works, I'll probably tackle my share as well. I'm big on variety. And by the way, I'll be back for Veronica and that cock ring if this was all bogus. Certainly, I will set them aside for you. Tim exits the back room and then walks out of the shop. Cut 2. Exterior sidewalk, daytime. Tim exits the shop and is now walking down the street. After half a block, he stops at a corner with a traffic light next to an attractive woman. They're both waiting to cross the street. Tim glances in her direction a couple of times, and the woman eventually looks over at him. When she sees him, her demeanor gradually becomes more open and inviting to him. Good afternoon, Tim says. Hello. So are you thirsty? Tim asks. I could actually use a big gulp right now. Yes, I'm kind of thirsty. The traffic light changes, and they cross the street together. Tim has a look of genuine shock on his face, as the pill seems to be working. Fade out. End of part 1. Recorded June 7th, 2013.